Greetings, everyone. We are finally live. Thank you for your patience there. I am Aurora. Let us know if you can hear us and see us. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis, Healing Past Life Regression, as well as I am the channel to Galactic News. You can find more information under my website where I conduct A.U.R.A hypnosis sessions as well as raw Reiki sessions, where we are able to remove negative entities, implants, and so much more. You can watch our sessions here under our playlist for Aura Regression. Thank you. You can find me under risingphoenixaurora.com. It is such an honor to be here. Make sure you subscribe, hit like, write a comment when you're done watching this. It is greatly valued and appreciated. As well as ensure to hit the bell button because I do go live sometimes randomly every now and then. So I'd love to have you there being part of that. Today it is such an exciting day to be here with you all. This is, we will be channeling the Feline Lyran as well as a collective of energies, concentrated, focused from the Lion's Gate that happens every year. Nearing around the 8-8 portal. So we will be going in depth to understanding this and why it also is correlated and aligned with cats and lions and as well as perhaps feline Lyrans. If you haven't written a question, write it now here under comments. Write question right before it. Very good. We are going to try to answer as many questions as we have there. All right, wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and start getting myself ready to go into the theta brainwave of channel. In case you're new to our channel, basically we use love, light, and sound symbol alchemy to ensure that we're only channeling the most highest positive benevolent beings. I'm very particular on that. We'll also channel the Rock Collective, which is a benevolent soul group of the multi-races of creation. All right, here we go, everyone. Start putting myself in. Greetings. Honored, excited, we are to be here with you, speaking within this time and space, one of the most rejoiced energetic points of our race, as well as the universe and the earth itself. For the earth connects to the universe in amplified energetic joining points within these portal dates. Before we go into more of the consistency of what I speak of, I shall introduce myself. Though I am speaking in a collective frequency of the Feline Lyran race, we have been waiting for this channel what seems like an eternity to be able to speak, communicate lovingly to you today so that you may understand why it is that you find an attraction and love to our race, and why it is that these glimpses of the universes and this universe are dear in your heart. I shall introduce myself. Though there is no time, there is only planes of existence living, overlapping one another. We shall call it past and future so that you can understand within your human consciousness. I am Princess. My name is a frequency that is not literate to your language. However, I have given myself a name within the human language so that you can understand me if you were to communicate to me in the now or have in the past or in the future. I am Princess Ka'at. That is K-A. You could put an apostrophe, a dash, whatever it is. Then A-T, Ka'at. Ra. Ka'at Ra. It is an honor to be here with you once more. Thank you. We shall begin within stories of our ancestors, for in this time and space we are not at our original dimension as you know us the most. Therefore, we shall rewind back into the past when it was that we, our group of our Feline Lyran race, lived in Lyra constellation within the clusters of stars that lived there and within our specific planetary sphere that was surrounded by star collective consciousness of soul groups. I also wanted to clarify that there is many types of forms of Lyran, of felines. Just as you see the cats upon your plane that might have stripes, that might be white and black and spots, bigger manes and smaller manes. That is us. We are all unique. Each one of us has a different frequency name, which again, we cannot pronounce within your language. It is only through the multiverse of the universe we are frequencies, emotions, feelings, not language versus words, for words are very easily misunderstood. Now, a feeling, an emotion, and a frequency tied in organically as we communicate is a very clear vibration that cannot be mistaken when it is we communicate through the multiverse. Need water. Thank you. Once more, we shall go back in time within this beautiful Lyran planet, located, anchored within Lyra, within our time and space, back past time and space. We were a beautiful race. We shall come to take a journey with us. You journey with us with your imagination. You will see a planet that is luminous from above. A luminous that it is as an auric field of a purple, violet, and pinks as well. That was the color of our planet within the 7th dimension when we reside within it. Our skies were purple. Now, as we enter into our atmosphere, we shall use human language so that you may understand all that we articulate today. When you entered through our atmosphere, there were trees that were the beginnings of the formations of our planet. The trees were as a energetic gridding, as if perhaps your energetic pyramids tied into the crystal clusters beneath your earth are part of your gridding. We shall talk more on that in a little bit. Our trees were our gridding. They connected like a neurological system of thought. Their roots connected to one another and all created a beautiful formation of balance, connecting to one another. They were as a life force within each tree, like a spheric life force within it that was ancient, as we were one of the beginning races that once the seraphim fractalized and began creating constructs that began from the 12 galactic constructs and then became into an infinity. We were one of those beginning races that were created by their beautiful love. This was the way the Divine Mother and her beautiful 12 elder children of the Seraphim, how they constructed us. Trees that represented trees of life, trees of knowledge, or even similar to what the Kabbalah represents within all life. These trees connected from branch to branch and root to root, balancing and giving life force to all within our planetary sphere. It was a joyous time. It was a beautiful, beautiful planet that carried life force, animal life, as yours would be. However, they were different. Perhaps a monkey, instead of having 2 eyes, it would have 1 eye with purple fur. And we also had dragons with us and other magical beings within our planet. There were horses that were blue with stripes formations, not stripe as a tiger stripes, more as a diagonal stripe. We also rode our dragons through the skies. It was a very freeing time for us. It was grand and beautiful. Many of you find this connection to our ancestors' planet because of this. Because of the understanding that the remembrance of knowing that you too, perhaps in time and space, also birth into this fractalization of our Lyran planet. There was much more beauty than I can explain. The rivers were the waters were as a pink type of plasmic fluid liquid that we would enter in, and they would also become part of our life force. They would rejuvenate us and our source light. They were also parts of the minerals that the trees themselves would release into the waters of our planet. There were all types of birds that flew through our skies. And a multitude of different felines humanoid felines live within our ancestors' planet. Within the earliest times of our existence and life itself, learning to be intelligent organically to continue its spreading of creation. There came a time where there was a negative infiltration by a negative alien race that was controlled by the Archons. This race was a negative polarized reptilian race, though understanding that they are as puppets and they are not, because of the bindings that they agree to be, they allow to be recruited, just as where, say, your armies recruit younglings. When the younglings accept to go within these armies, they create a negative contract where, in a sense, they are giving away their sovereignty. Not in a sense, but they are giving away their sovereignty. When they do so, it is as a soul binding, a soul contract that now they are their say, bosses, their rulers. That is the purpose of your armies. Now, this is similar throughout the universes. There are recruits of reptilians, and they recruit them in this manner, giving them hopes and promises of exploring the universe, becoming known, not realizing that they're going to be completely compromised. Compromised in the meaning that they then, once they accept, they go within them and they make them android in some ways. Also, though, create negative technologies, insert negative technologies with them into them so that they can control them as their soldiers, minions. They will not be able to fight or question their direction, what they're meant to do, their orders. Okay, this alien race directed by the Archons started coming in little by little, as in that time and space, their technologies weren't as advanced as they are now. They were learning, experimenting to see what planetary spheres they were able to infiltrate and come into. The way that they did it is that they started poisoning, focusing in black magic formations into our water. They started placing the leaders of our planet. Some of them were being telepathically driven to exist from, you would know it as ego, a form that is not of service to others. Within these minds and acceptance of these leaders, then there came an allowance to be able to place a fluid, which is similar to your fluoride that is placed within your waters, though not quite exact. In this type that I speak of was in a way where they were, once the people drank their water, their souls would become compromised, and reptilians would come into, those consciousness would come into their bodies. They did this to the leaders, and then they continued to try to do this and it was a masterful plan that lasted we'll say hundreds of years, so that you can understand. They became, as your superstars, we will help you understand, and your government, how many of them are just souls that are trapped within cages or boxes, and the reptilian has come in, that is controlled by the Archon and taken over. With that, they started controlling us, similar to your Egypt times, where in Egypt, that is when the negative polarized rain started beginning at its strength. Similar to that, they started to quiet those who were connecting to our planet, who were the medicine elders, who were the healers, We started controlling them in ways of oppression. And the more that people drank this water, they did not realize that they were being compromised. These were, again, beginnings, experiments of them, of the archons testing how they can attach reptilian consciousnesses within others. Need water. Time passed and passed, and there was a divine mother fractalization that was a divine feminine that fractalized, that incarnated upon the Lyran planetary sphere to try to aid and save this race. She fractalized and was the daughter of the king and queen, of one of the kings and queens of the Lyran races, as there was not just one king and queen. There was different tribes, different leaders. She was being guided from source, from the Sophia Christ energies, and how to try to help awaken and release souls who had been trapped within this negative infringements. With her love light emanating out from her, she would awaken people back to their hearts, their source, and would release bindings within these souls that were trapped. She would work in silence as she grew up and hiding her abilities. Each one that she continued to awaken would go and help another awaken, and that one would tell another tribe in ways and forms of being very cautious, of only telling those who were ready or who would keep this joining of light secret. As this word kept spreading, it was time for the princess to come out of the civilization. You would understand, like a city, though it was as not a city of buildings, a city of nature, where the trees were giants. Within this time as well, we would like to share with you our beautiful tree of life that exists within our planetary sphere. It was the grandest tree that anyone could view upon. It glowed so bright that you can see it from orbiting out from our planet. It was the unity consciousness of our source planetary consciousness. It was what gave us life force. This tree also was being violated in ways where they weren't, the negative infringed leaders weren't allowing for us to come near it, weren't allowing for us to touch it. We shall make a joke. We had to maintain 6 feet apart from it. No. They controlled us to not be within this space, though we secretly snuck in whenever we could. Also, not understanding our power, we could easily connect to one tree and connect to it. This tree was grand. It would look like a willow tree, glowing lights. Its leaves were white. The growth within it was white. There was also crystalline formations within the growth of the tree, the natures of it. Our planet, when it was at its highest potential, was one of the most powerful healings groups that there was in the universe. We were able to travel whenever it was that was required prior to this negative infringement. We were able to travel and help through the universes in healing as we were always connected to our beautiful tree of life. That was also a representation of our source, of the universe's source. This great vastness of infinite light, love, power. There came a time where the princess left her, we'll call kingdom, and she went into the deep vegetations of the ancient deepest sacred lands that these reptilians could not even step foot upon, as they were that ancient and high vibrational. There they gathered as the leaders of this planet started invading and spreading more. This created an imbalance within our planet, for it was in a seventh dimensional vibratory system that it could not contain these dark forces that were tainting our divine high vibrational love light. Created a instability within the core of all of our planet. Started to shake this earthquake, and we knew of this time. There was, because of our abilities of being able to travel within different portals of time and space, we were aware of this. The princess helped this civilization gather in hundreds, though there were thousands, near a million. However, she was able to gather hundreds within the deep vegetation, and where they opened a portal collectively together with the positive technologies and energetic elements of the dragons, as well as the unicorns that helped travel through these portals. Together, they formed a formation of a 13th key star that created a portal out. When that happened, the hundreds of these civilizations, as this earth began to implode on itself, they were able to escape out through this portal, and for your understanding, they ascended. They ascended because they were the ones who were able to see through the darkness and were able to be above that 51 percentile in service to others. They ascended through this portal and shifted their consciousness. When this happened, then they came to be where we are now in the 8th dimension. For that is one of the reasons why the us in the now connect to the 8-8 portal times, because we are within the 8th dimension as we ascended from the 7th. And we give thanks to the beautiful Divine Mother who came forth within that planet and saved us, where we are, who we are within the 8th dimension, because she saved the multi races of the Lyra, of the felines within the planet. And here we are now, speaking to you today upon the great vastness, importance, understanding of what the Lion's Gate it represents. We have had other would you say members, try to use understandings, members of the guardians of the A.U.R.A who have spoken prior that have explained the gridding within your earth, that it is the 144 pyramid energetic gridding that keeps your construct within balanced states. And also the reason why there is galactic wars, because of these energetic points that the Illuminati has been affecting through gaining access through you in unconscious ways to infringe upon these points. That is the only way they can infringe upon these vastly, is when they connect to the beings that are anchored here. They're not able to otherwise unless they connect to those who are incarnated. Water. Within these times of the late July's 725, 726, the Lion's Gate begins to amplify every day that passes, becoming at its most pronounced beaconed formation on 8-8. What to understand, for you to understand what this is, the 3 particular pyramids within connected near your pyramid of Giza connect directly to the Orion belt. Orion belt, they connect through there, as well as also the Earth aligns with the collective consciousness star of Sirius. Sirius itself, as we have explained prior, is a form that you could imagine a star, which is why it is the biggest one that you can view upon, and why it was the star that, the North Star that also brought forth Yeshua, prophets of these kinds into incarnations into your earthly planes. Star is the closest star you can view upon that will connect you to source, collective consciousness, though as we know, it is infinite. It has sprung out infinite throughout time of life, space of life. Therefore, you have the Earth aligning directly with the star Sirius, whichever way you like to pronounce it. Then you have the most powerful pyramids of your Earth connected in direct aligning of the Orion belt on the 8-8 portal. The purpose to this is, as we have channeled much through Aura, perhaps if you have gotten a reading, she will at times talk to you about your birthday and how important it is in creation for you within your organic timeline. Within these, you could imagine, just as you are born here, you have a birthday. This is an amplified time to manifest and create your wishes, what it is that is needed for your growth. What it is that you want the day of your birthday. The reason why we explain this is because in order for a soul to be born, or as well as Earth, to be born when we decided to create it together in the universe, in order for every soul to be born, whether it's a collective or one individual consciousness, it is a grand celebration and a grand collaboration of life in the universe, in the multiverse. Every star needs to line exactly where it needs to be at when a soul is born, at that time, at that date, all connecting to the consistency, the blueprints of the soul, and what it is that their mission is going to be to assist the Earth. You can understand this. So that you can understand this is what the 8-8 portal represents for Earth collective consciousness. It is as a birthday, the number 8 representing within alchemy infinity, as the infinity sign, life infinity. Just as the crystalline formations within your birthday times activate, they activate and they become at its most amplified of your year. This is what is occurring within the Earth. Why it is that you yourself also go through a transformation. It is as Earth herself is going through a birthday, and her crystalline formations within her plasmic energy, her Schumann resonance, her Aurora borealis, the elements, everything that consists of the Earth, all become at its highest potence of the year amplifications. These are times that you can connect to not only your birthdays, but also viewing and connecting to Mother Earth as a collective in times where we're able to manifest and create together as a collective. We mentioned this to you because it is as a source energy that is being connected by, remember what we said about the star consciousness series, how it was one of the beginning stages of source, beginning forms. When this is aligned with Earth, it is being at its highest strength, at its, there are no words to express the importance to this and its magnitude. You can just feel it. It is as it's being charged constantly by source itself, and it is vibrating in such a high frequency. As it's doing that, then we have the main pyramids of the 3 pyramids surrounding Giza. Giza being your main focus point, then aligning with a combination of the Orion belt, which also connect like a grading, though all star clusters, all star soul families connect, as that's what a star is, a soul family consciousness. That's why when you view upon them through the real viewing, why some may be blue, some may be luminescent rainbows, some may be purple, and why each one of them has a different sound frequency when you listen to them, because they are a collective consciousness of a soul group. Meaning, a soul group, meaning a Arcturian, a Pleiadian, a Phoenix formation constellation, all these different constellations of the known 88 constellations of your holographic projection, for that's what it is, since you are within the physical, which is an illusion. It is only a holographic projection of the remembrance of your soul, remembering these stars that really do embrace and hug each earthly plane and dimension. It is quite complicated. Now, yes, this source energy then amplifies through, and it is Mother Earth's birthday. She is at her highest, most expression and power. So within this time and space, as what is negatively occurring within your COVID-19 virus and these leaders who were Atlantis leaders that you can say won and became, and then it became the falling of Atlantis. These leaders are not able to hold on anymore. Therefore, we guide you today to connect to these times is in a collective formation where you're helping Mother Earth. Those of you who are listening to this information and you are service to self and you are trying to harm the sacred communications we're speaking of, know that your frequency will not be a match. Now, those of you who are here in service to others and are here to help yourself in service to also in a balanced way where you're trying to manifest perhaps something beautiful to help others in service to others, as well as specifically what we spoke of, the tyranny of the control. We are asking for you now to connect and help us heal the earth and connect in a astral point of view, as well as a bilocation point of view, or a simple act through your imagination. Join us in helping coming to the Pyramid of Giza in an energetic point of view through meditations and dream times to help us amplify these highly charged crystallines within the air and all life form. Now, help us heal and spread this frequency to help transmute the negative timeline that is no longer allowed to be within your time and space. However, it shall continue organically as it's meant to, for it is awakening many. If you noticed, the energies feel different now in this time. They don't feel as dense and as heavy as they have been feeling prior, since beginning March of when there was the vast awakening began. The grandest awakening of that Earth has ever seen. We apologize. We think that we spoke a long time. It was needed information. We hope that we can get as many questions answered for you. You may proceed now with your questions. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, sister, and welcome. Our infinite love and blessings to you and your beautiful race. We do have a lot of questions, but you've covered a lot in your discussion as well. This is really important information. Thank you. And one of the questions was how we as humans can join in spreading this love light that's coming in through the portal upon Earth. So you've explained that very beautifully. We'll go back and listen to it once more. Thank you. The first question that I have is, what are the Lyrans' special gifts as far as helping humanity individually and collectively that we can tap into? Thank you.
Thank you. We are one of the most powerful seers. It is extremely similar to your cats within your planet, Earth, Mother Earth. They are extremely intuitive, strong seers, they're able to see the different paths in front of them and never be cornered in a corner or can always jump out of a corner, can never be trapped in one, can climb trees extremely fast, as we are fast as well, intuitively, in a formation where we become one with the natures and we flow and we allow the natures to guide us fluently. We are, some of you who have these psychic seer abilities, you were a feline race within the Lyras, as well as you are now within the 8th dimensionals. Perhaps you have the 8th dimension we reside upon. Perhaps you have incarnated for these times of great awakenings. We are greatest companions as well to life, just as we went through such pain in losing our original home. Understand where you are at. Therefore, we are as, say, cousins of yours in a higher 8th dimension, just really focusing love upon you and helping you and giving you messages in whichever way that we can. We collectively within this 8th dimension are constantly working with your Earth. Again, why it is that you find such a connection to cats and why there is many of you who are cat ladies. Like to be funny too. Now, let's see. You may proceed with your questions.
Thank you. I'm going to put two of them together since you mentioned that you are aiding us. What are the signs that we will notice when you're around us, helping us, as well as how can the Lyrans help us to unlock, channel, and express our infinite divine creativity into the world? Thank you.
Thank you. You would definitely find a fascination with funny cat videos, as well as you would want to adopt a kitten. There is much going on this year where we are helping a lot of you wanting to adopt animals, not just kittens. There is dogs that need to be rescued, all sorts of animals overall in the world. But you would find a liking to animals if we are channeling through you. You would almost love animals more than you love humans. Other ways and forms besides these funny, obvious ones we mentioned. So you would find a strong amplification of your sixth senses, your intuition, your psychic ability. You would find, let's see, and we speak of this though as not just us though, because we do not like to separate, as we are all one. We speak of this as well also as the collective of A.U.R.A races that are helping within the Galactics. And we are one of those races. We are all together, not just a Lyran race, a feline races, all together doing this. All that we spoke of, we all are, all the multitudes of races, benevolent races. Now, you will also find some of you who have found a great comfort in the shadows are Lyran, feline energies have helped with that this year, because many of you went through a process where you were afraid of the shadows and the darkness for a long time. You could not face your own darkness because it was too painful. We understand that trauma. Therefore, we are, with our love light and our specific frequency of collective energy healing, we are helping those of you who could not see within the dark now have, you can say, feline eyes, and now can see within the dark and knows how to maneuver through it, with that learning to communicate using your law of vibration throat chakra to communicate in all forms of ways of darkness. We are helping strongly with this wave now. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you for that. Since you mentioned you as Lyrans do help us to work on our dark side, healing it, embracing it, and making it a part of ourselves, did Lilith incarnate?
I apologize. Connected too deep. Begin that question again.
Sure. Since you mentioned right now about Lyrans helping us to see, acknowledge, heal, and embrace our dark side and rise from it, and balance it with our light side as well. We have a question about Lilith. Did Lilith birth upon within the Lyran race as well?
Yes. The Divine Mother fractalization was a multitude of divine mothers. Lilith was within the darkness of the shadow of this fierce princess that led this spiritual awakening revolution. You may continue.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Is there a specific symbol that we can use to connect with you to ensure there is no infringement?
There is. However, we are not able to share this as it is sacred. However, we are working with Aurora in this time and space. She is creating an Akashic class that connects to the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, Tree of Knowledge, where we will be sharing our sacred alchemy symbol to connect to us. What we can tell you, though, it is a very special symbol that has triangles within it. So perhaps if you feel comfortable with it and it feels right within your heart, you can connect to us through 2 triangles, a 6-pointed star, the upright triangle and the bottom, the inverted triangle, which creates a star. You can imagine it purple and pink. Purple for our ancestor skies that were once there, and the pinks of our water that were once there. We will understand this frequency and know and protect your connection to us, so that if you reach out to us with this symbol, we will ensure that that none can trick that you are speaking to us when you are not. This would be a very high vibrational symbol, alchemy symbol for you, that the purple within this star would not allow a negative polarization. It would automatically transmute it, and the pink would bring forth the love within it. You may continue.
Thank you. We would love to use a combination of those symbols that you've mentioned. Thank you for that. What kind of upgrades can we expect from this year's Lionsgate portal as a collective? Specifically, if I may add, we are really focusing on aiding and healing the children who are being trafficked. So how can we aid them as well in the process? Let me know if you want me to repeat anything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We underestimate the world, the earth underestimates the power of the water. Water is the most powerful tool that you have on earth to be able to connect to all life consciousness collectively, and specifically the children who are in trauma and pain from the pedophilia of your dark lords. Just as we spoke of how our water was infringed, your water does have an infringement. However, you are in a time and space where you are highly advanced in an understanding that you're joining together and you're resisting the inorganic inverted matrix. You're resisting it. Therefore, your water has amplified its crystalline formations within it as well, its energetic love light within it, source energy. The biggest tool that we can give you here to heal specifically all life, but specifically the children, is for you to connect to all water within the earth through your imagination. To the deepest, it goes to the deepest, darkest parts of the water, to the most shallow, to the most simple, as when you wash your hands, when you shower, to the water that you drink, even the water that you twinkle out. You can transmute and connect to all of it. For water can travel from one side of the world to the other, to different currents of the wind. Feel that water healing, as if it had to have a consciousness in life, as it does have an organic consciousness. And the water bend that water, and imagine it healing, coming forth onto the skin of those who may need it, and becoming one with them, soaking into them like water might onto a sponge, and healing them. You have this vast amount of power now that you can do this. This would be a grand time to do it on Mother Earth's, Gaia's amplified crystallization birthday. You may proceed.
Thank you. I have a question about, no, we do have a lot of questions. I was just actually wondering which one to prioritize. There's just so many. Does the portal mean anything for twin flame unions? We do have a question about twin souls and twin flames and portal.
Twin flame unions are possible, so long as you believe it. There is much negative polarization knowledge making you believe that they are not possible. It is when you surrender and release that negative belief programming, it is when you start manifesting and creating your wishes of being in union with your twin flame. There's all sorts of ways that you can have a twin flame. There's walk-ins, integrations, forms of ways that would be benevolent to be able to assist you in your twin flame unions. Yes, it can amplify twin flame unions, and particular any twin flame union that is together in this time and space come up together with plans of what you want to do within this time and space for your family, for your loved ones, for yourselves as a formation of helping yourself with organic ways of love. What do you want to do together with your union twin flame energies? There's a vastness that it is as a chalice that is holding energy within it. And what are you going to do with it? Are you going to tap into it, or are you going to allow others to tap into it? Though organically was meant to happen with your growth, whether that be twin flame or just individual, will organically happen. However, when you work within these energies and consciousness in a conscious manner, it amplifies everything for you. You may proceed with your questions.
Thank you. We have a question related to Archangel Azrael's relation with the Lyrans. Was Azrael ever a king? I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling. Was Archangel Azrael a king at the... I'm sorry, just a moment, just losing the question here. Just give me a moment, please. Thank you.
Feline Lyran have a connection with many angels. There's not just going to be one. Some of the majority, all of them have actually fractalized onto the feline race of some kind. That's why a lot of them who come to you might have a lion or a lioness with them. It is a spirit animal of them that they really connect to, especially when they incarnate into the earthly realm. For the cat needs, again, all the attributes to the cat and its agility, quickness, intuition, seeing what's not seen within the physical eyes, seeing what's beyond the physical eyes, intuition. You may continue with your questions.
Thank you. Yes, the question actually was about Archangel Azrael. Was he ever a king at one point in the Lyran planet, on the Lyran planet? And if so, was he established? Was he an established Aaron god?
He does not want to answer that question. He feels like it's placing himself on a pedestal. Therefore, just take the first answer we gave.
Yes, that was expected. Thank you very much for clarifying. Since it was a question from the chat, we decided to put it there. But thank you for clarifying that. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's about the next question is about the healing abilities of Lyrans, and we want to thank you for being here and aid in various forms to heal us. Is there any advice that you have for healers as you connect to better use your help for healing people and souls here?
The second part of your question broke up. Please repeat.
Sure. Is there any advice that you have for healers so we can connect with you, our Lyran counterparts, or our lives within Lyra, to heal souls here upon Earth? Thank you.
Yes, we've everything that we talked about so far are ways that you can connect to us. Let me see what we can add more. You can connect to your inner feline. You can feel yourself turn into a humanoid feline. All of a sudden, you're going to feel an urge of perhaps adrenaline and strength and agility. Feel yourself jumping through your paths of timelines, leaping through them as you're meant to organically. Learn to sway through your timelines. Learn to become one with the nature and allowing all sorts of parts of nature to guide you through your timelines, as we have learned. Learn to, even more so, for Earth itself is constructed closely to how our trees were constructed within our original planet. Hug a tree and imagine how they each one of them connect, just as we explained prior. Help heal the earth in this way as well. Another most powerful way that you can heal earth. As you hug the tree, you will remember the Lyran, the feline within you. You may continue.
Thank you. That's beautifully explained. What does it mean to have a feline as a spirit animal? So many times in our meditations or dream time, we come upon a lion or a tiger or a black panther always around us. What does it mean to have a spirit animal that is a feline race with us?
It means that your connection to the spirit realm is at its strength. You are as a witch in a positive way, where you have your black cat. It is like that. We've already explained much on what felines mean. Therefore, that's what we will add more so. It is a way where you are a bridge, a connector to the spirit realm and the earthly plane. You can connect to both, leaping through the shadows and the light wherever it is needed to bring forth wisdom and ways of ancient times of long lost wisdom as Essene's druid, ancient times of learning to be one with the earth and all life around you. You may proceed with your question.
Thank you. That aids. You shared, and we're aware as well, that our feline companions, cats, sleep so much because they're constantly transmuting negative energy around us all the time. What can we do to aid our companions that are here working so wonderfully? How can we aid them and also aid in healing them while they perform their job here? Thank you.
You can make an energy ball with your palms rubbing your hands together, and then just place your hands, your palms over them. Give them energy just as they give you all day long energy. Help their jobs become easier. You can also start talking to your cats, and this is all animal companions you may have. Start talking to them and start connecting to who they really are. They're not really perhaps a cat. For all animal life, as we have said prior, are magical creatures in forms so that they can assist you in helping you heal, transmute, balance every day. They bring forth magic. They are magic into this realm. They are the portals, the beacons of magic. Connect to who their soul is, who their higher self is. Within your imagination, who are they really? And communicate to them at their highest aspect. You may proceed.
It's almost time. I know we're a little bit over. Can I just ask one final question and maybe you can wrap up then? Thank you. Is there a meditation or a sound or something that we can make to connect with you all? Thank you.
The R's are very important sound frequency. Why it is that when you hear the cat, it purrs, right? Or also when it growls, it also has an R within it. So perhaps you can make up, not a specific one, however, you can make one up that would have a R sound. Those of you who can roll your R's, this channel cannot roar ours. Fortunately, we can connect to that type of a sound frequency. Thank you. It has been a joyous moment within life to be here with you all, connecting and helping you understand the vastness of creation and who we are as felines within the universe and within your earth existence. We are honored, we thank you, and we respect you. Our infinite love to you. Thank you. Someone wrote purr. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed it as well. And I will see you next Friday on 8/7. Enjoy your time. Go and manifest and create all the teachings that they taught today for our preparation of the 8/8 portal that's already active now. Love you, honor you, respect you. Share this video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. I'll see you all, honor you, thank you, and respect you, and love you. Thank you, Minnie and Lily, and thank you all for those of you who joined us live today, and those of you who will join us in the future. Blessings.